You know, back in years gone by, right after Mania, we would set our expectations sky high. Those were the days. But now I've got Peacock money and some Saudi blood money too. I don't have to try hard for you. Those were the days. Ha ha ha. You're gonna watch, damn it. You're gonna watch, whether you like it or not. I'm John Rant with my review of WWE Raw, the Raw after WrestleMania 38, the most stupendous two-night WrestleMania in history. Remember when the Raw after Mania would be a launching pad and we would have, brand new storylines, call-ups, or just fresh talents and returns and everything and stuff like that? Nope, this time we get Ezekiel, who's Elias with a shaved, face. That's basically it, and kind of the same hair. And also we have Cody Rhodes, kind of another workshop promo because he's a workshop hero with lines in his mind. He's a workshop hero, and we're bringing Brandy back. We're going to get him booed out of the buildings. I don't have any more lyrics for that. Ouch, this sucks to do that Vince impression. Ouch, make it stop, make it stop. Yeah, this did not feel like a Raw after Mania. And I understand the last few years, especially 2020, obviously, because the pandemic had just hit, and last year, they came off of the first live crowd they had in a while and were in the award-winning WWE Thunderdome for a while. So this was pretty much the first full-fledged Raw after WrestleMania with a full crowd. The thing is, I remember the 2019 one. That one wasn't very good either. I mean, there were parts that weren't terrible. There were times the crowd was into this. And I don't know if it was just how it came across on TV, but it seemed, people were upset because the crowd was trying to get themselves over. They were given a lot of dreck, and I don't blame them for kind of sinking their teeth into, just basically wanting to tear this show apart. It's not even the talent's fault, except for Corey and Carmella. Don't worry, I'll get to them. This show was pretty goddamn bad. But anyway, we are in Dallas, Texas still. I believe it's the American Airlines Center. And they definitely drew a bigger crowd than they did for NXT Stand and Deliver, which certainly stood and then sat right back down and failed to really deliver much. And check out my review of that if you would like to hear my full thoughts. Recaps of the most stupendous two-night WrestleMania in history. 5 to 6 minutes. I actually joked that we were going to end up going to commercial before we actually got any action. By the way, the new Raw theme, goddamn ass. If you're going to insist on putting rap in wrestling, even though the West Texas rednecks are right, and that's despite the fact that two of them have been dead, well, one for almost 20 years and one for over 20 years. Seriously, rap is crap unless you're actually going to do a good job trying to come up with good rap, unlike Pitbull. Why does Pitbull keep getting WrestleMania themes? Nobody really likes Pitbull. If you think you do, that's fine. So, wrestling has more than one royal family, but enough about the Mysterios. They're coming up later. Well, this is going well. I understand that because of the crowd, Vickie Guerrero insisted on dissecting through the crowd and making sure that everybody in the crowd basically cheered the white people and booed the minorities. I think they were sick of sick of cheering the minorities because, goodness me, some people got hate for no goddamn reason. So anyway, yeah, Vickie Guerrero can, by the way, suck a goddamn rotten egg for her opinions. So, Cody's little head was poking out, and that's how Liberty was made. And he named that kid Liberty so he could say when she gets upset, cry more, Lib. Also funny, Cody, of all people, demands to be on the red brand. I wonder why that is. Anyway, so what do you guys want to talk about? So, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Not touching you, not touching you. Okay, I respect that Cody went out on his own, and yeah, he attached himself to the Bullet Club, the Elite, whatever it is, and he was always seen as a bit of an outsider. He had some good matches. He also had matches that he thought were a whole lot better than they actually were. I think Cody overestimated his worth to the AEW audience. Let's be honest, a lot of that was Brandy because nobody likes Brandy. Nobody wants Brandy on a wrestling program ever again. But this feels like a bit of a fresh coat of paint for Cody. So he comes out and he just talks about, the various things that he's gone through, and that it wasn't a difficult decision to come back to WWE because Tony Khan would give him Punk money because Cody Rhodes is not worth Punk money. And, well, he really, he wants the belt. That's basically what he wants. He wants the goddamn belt. And then, of course, 70,000 people are mentioned, talking about the crowd. Bullshit. It wasn't 77,899 for night 1 or 78,453 for night 2. I'm just saying, a lot of companies, a lot of brands overinflated the goddamn numbers. Except the ones that had to report to the athletic commission, like Paul Bosch in Houston, or even to an extent, some shows in Mid-South. But, like, come on, AWA, I mean, they were talking about, like, the attendance at Super Clash 1 being like 20-some-odd thousand people. Was it Comiskey Park? I think it was Comiskey Park. The whole point is companies have been lying about attendance for a while. Jim Crockett Promotions lied about some of the attendance figures for the 1986 Great American Bash. Look it up, folks. My whole point is there's been some lying in wrestling going on for a while about attendance figures, and then he shows a picture of Dusty in Madison Square Garden during his feud with superstar Billy Graham, holding up the WWF Championship, and the same belt that held by Hulk Hogan, boo, and Triple H, I guess, and also Undertaker. They cheered Undertaker and booed Hogan. Their views aren't that different. I understand that Undertaker was still looking for JFK in the crowd and waiting for him to show up. Shout out to El Generico again once again for that. No, not Sami Zayn, but L-E-L-L-E. Really cool. Really cool person to talk to, or a really cool person to follow on Twitter. Anyway, this was the emotion about Dusty was real. That was fine, but I'm sorry. This was just a workshop promo. He let it slip at one point. I mean, months ago that he workshops all this stuff. And look, there's nothing wrong with rehearsing stuff and making sure you get things right. But it doesn't feel natural. And this is acting, it's Shakespearean stuff. Alas, poor York. I knew him well. You might as well just say that. Might as well just throw the goddamn skull. Settled in a divot. Well, that skull's going to probably laid eggs, so it's not going to do any good. Nobody goddamn gets that. Nowhere else will you get a reference to a random MST3K episode, by the way, on a wrestling show. Or on a wrestling-related show. So anyway, he wants a title. for him, for his family, for Dusty. The stuff about Dusty was very touching. He's also going to never be any more than 20% of Dusty. He needs to... The bloom's going to come off the rose here sooner or later. Or sooner than later, rather. I think this multi-year deal, it will be financially he'll be very financially well off. Vince McMahon way overpaid for Cody. But whatever. Don't let my negative opinion, my negative attitude apparently, negate the fact that Cody had a pretty damn good opening promo here. Workshopped or not. And then here's Rollins. Whoa, 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 whoa. Burn it down. So the crowd starts singing along. We get a handshake and a laugh, and okay then, that was about the first 20 minutes of the show. Naomi and Sasha make their entrance, and we go to break. WrestleMania 39 in LA, the juice is loose. Jimmy Snuka was looking for the real killers or whatever, and how'd that work out for him? Oh yeah, fuck Jimmy Snuka, I'm glad he's dead. So, Rhea, throw me, step on me, berate me, I don't care. But Liv's here, stop thinking about it, Kier. Stop thinking about it. I run a clean show here. You stop thinking about it, Kier. Get some help. So, Rhea and Liv took on Sasha and Naomi. Championship contenders match. Hooray, I haven't heard that before. Okay. Rhea, fold me up like that, please. Kier, I demand you stop thinking about Liv like that. So, yeah. Really not much to this. It wasn't that it was bad. It was just a lot of moves that happened. And then, yeah. Liv gets pinned. She gets double teamed or whatever. I never thought that I would actually see footage of two African American women pounding and double teaming a dirty blonde in leather in Dallas on camera. Again, always delete your search history. Rhea's upset at Liv. How dare my leather-clad Liv happen to, not win the match. Stop thinking about it, Kier. And she leaves. And so, here's Kevin Owens. He's having fun. A lot of fun. And now he had a bad back, and that he demands a rematch. He's not going to get a rematch. That's Stone Cold Steve Austin's last match. Please let it be the last match. Don't come back for anything else. Stop. Don't do this anymore.
And then suddenly we see a screen that says Ezekiel. And I'm like, my God, they got Ezekiel Jackson back? I haven't seen him since he was it Big Rick in Lucha Underground? I haven't seen him since then. I don't even think he's still wrestling. But it's Elias with it in pretty good shape. Don't get me wrong. Elias has always been in good shape. But he says, I'm not Elias. I'm Ezekiel. I hate it. It's done. You left this guy off TV for 8 goddamn months. He shaved his beard. He did cut his hair. He had tights on and everything. And Vince McMahon thought that he was resembling Randy Savage too closely. Okay, Vince, I know you're upset about Randy Savage taking the Slim Jim deal, $750,000 a year, and probably some other stuff, I don't know, but I would imagine that might be it, except Randy was a spokesperson for Slim Jim, and maybe if you had been better with your money in a few years prior, you wouldn't have had to have worried about $750,000 a year. Maybe there's other reasons, I don't know. So, I'm Elias's younger brother, Ezekiel. Oh, great, a younger sibling, wanting to break into the business in Dallas. It worked out well for Chris Von... Oh. So, this is Owens counts down, saying, if you don't get out of here, I'm going to beat you up, and then he leaves. There was no point to this. There was no point. This was stupid. This was really, really stupid. There were 5 matches on this show, by the way. 5. On a 3-hour show. I understand it's a Raw after Mania. They wanted to probably make sure that they gave enough people rest. That's fine. Give people the rest. Here's the thing. You could have called some people up. Shuffled things around, whatever. Had some returns. Are they going to save the returns for SmackDown? Have they just given up? It feels like any momentum they had coming out of Mania really hasn't gotten... This felt more like a holding pattern thing. It wasn't a launching pad because they never left the goddamn ground. Much like Kerry's feet. So anyway... Well, at least until 1986, and then, he could only keep one foot on the ground at a time. So, Miz and Dominic had a match, and then Dominic lost in 2 minutes. So at least that was good. What was even better was Veer showing up and attacking both, and choking out Dominic. Oh no, a wrestler's kid is being choked out. Daniel, get away from that pillow. So anyway, at least Dominic got beat up, so that was good. Thank you, Veer, for finally coming after 6 months or whatever. 6 months of coming, my God, his wife must be full like a dirty blonde with a runny nose. So, Gable Steveson, he got physical at WrestleMania, and he refused to take no for an answer, and still got another drink and handed it to a girl at a party. No, I'm not going to stop saying that, because he got off on a technicality. Get off was probably not the appropriate term there. Fuck you, Minnesota lawmakers. Fuck y'all, you're going to burn in hell for what you did. Here's Bianca. She got a black eye. Ouch. That black eye looked brutal. It was already starting to swell shut anyway. That was because of that Molly go-round that turned into a kick that caught her flush right in the goddamn head. Bianca versus Becky, by the way, the best match of the weekend easily. No, I did not watch Super Card of Honor. You know why? Because outside of 2 matches, I didn't really care. And also, I had enough shit to do. I had to work a lot. So maybe if they have a replay and it's a decent price, maybe I'll buy it. But right now, I'm wrestled out, folks. I'm probably going to be doing more movie reviews besides the weekly reviews. I'm probably, outside of maybe one New Japan review, I'm probably not going to be doing any more extra, wrestling reviews, rather, besides the weekly stuff. Because, goddamn, it's been a lot of wrestling. By the way, anybody that had fun in Dallas, whether you went to indie shows, whether you went wherever, I hope you had a blast. So she talks about how she's the best champ, the BEST champ. She got a lot of booze. And I don't mean that she was drinking. I mean that I think the crowd was drinking a whole lot and they were booing Bianca for no reason. Were they cheering for Becky? Were they cheering for somebody to show up? I'm surprised Lacey Evans didn't make her return. Is Lacey Evans still under contract at WWE? Does Lacey Evans still exist on this plane? Is she in another dimension? I know she had a kid, but is she just not going to come back at any point? That's fine if she doesn't. She may. I don't remember when she had a kid. November? Was it October or November? Regardless, if she doesn't want to come back for a while, hell, if they never have... Asuka? Call up EO! Something! Nope. Bianca looks spooked by her own pyro. I don't know what the hell that was about, but she knows who she is. And I like Bianca. Maybe they wanted to give her an easy promo because, the black eye and the fact that she delivered the best goddamn match, along with Becky, of WrestleMania weekend. So, here's Steiner, who he's just got his bulging veins and ready to unleash them on Raw. Great to go in Raw and unleash his bulging veins. Empty him. Splatter him all over everybody. That got weird. Dolph is here and we go to break. So, Steiner versus Dolph with Rude. Not Dolphin Rude. NXT title. Yay! This again. After they had a fairly underwhelming stand and deliver main event, in my opinion, even though Rex is fine, Dolph is a good worker. I am beyond caring about Dolph Ziggler. Well, they did the Seven Nation Army chants. Oh, it's Dolph Ziggler. Why the fuck do we care? Why does he have a championship now? What is happening here? Okay, nobody gets the what is happening reference or what's happening. Hey, Steiner won on a broadcast on Raw that I don't think a lot of people are going to remember. Okay, so Stand Deliver didn't have the best goddamn crowd. I imagine some eyeballs were on that thing, though. That would have been the time to do it. Oh, let's expose them on Raw. The crowd didn't care. I mean, yeah, they popped for the finish. They were probably happy the match was over, but so he's going to stick around for a bit and Walter's going to beat him or somebody's going to beat him or... NXT 2.0 is spinning its wheels. Spinning its wheels and, then it's about to crash like it's Dale Earnhardt Sr. So anyway, I am being so mean tonight for no reason. So, oh God. So here comes MVP. He introduces Lashley. Lashley comes down and talks about Omos and, beating him and everything. And then here's Edward James Omos. He wants a rematch. Oh no, he's going to have a rematch. And then MVP attacks Lashley. And then Edward James almost beats him down. And MVP's like, you didn't need me. You didn't need me. So we're going to break up this pair and we're going to trust Lashley to do his own promos, who's fine in short bursts. But MVP managing Edward James Olmos, at least Edward James Olmos will have somebody to talk for him. Whatever. Boy. By the way, I do want to point out, one, Rhea is clearly going to turn on Liv, smash her, stack her, top her, and make all my fantasies come true. Shut up, Kier. You stop thinking about Liv. No, you stop thinking about it. And that's it. They have a tag title shot next week. Corey makes any segment he is involved in absolutely brutal. His commentary is atrocious. So then Zelina says that Corey's not a good guy. And it seems like Zelina and Carmella are going to fight over Corey. Geez, that might imply that Corey, of all people, would cheat on the woman that he's with, that he's currently with in a relationship. Corey would never... Oh, except he would. I ain't throwing stones. Nobody's perfect in relationships. But that guy probably shouldn't talk about cancel culture and virtue signaling and everything and stuff like that and act like he's any better than a Bobby Heenan wannabe. Yeah, they brawl, and then Corey and Carmella are abysmal. This was terrible television, and the fact that this is what they're doing with the women's division, so the horniness has gone from NXT 2.0 bleeding into Raw, so we're getting raw horniness. Raw, unadulterated, splattered in your face horniness. SmackDown seems to be avoiding the horniness a bit, probably because Fox is like, unless it's between white people, we don't care. So the Usos tag team and rail Theory backstage. Verbally, I run a clean show. And then it's the Uso Theory against, RK Balor, and I didn't care. They did sing Seven Nation Army to anger Austin Theory. Okay, enough. Orton got the hot tag, and then Theory pinned Balor a little bit later. Remember when people said Balor is a U.S. champion and Ricochet is the Intercontinental champion? Oh, look, they don't feature people. They won't push them, or they don't push them right. Look, they gave them championships. How's that fucking worked out in the last month? You idiots. The people that were actually saying, oh, WWE doesn't feature people. Oh, look what they're doing. Those titles haven't meant shit, by the way, for a number of years. So, yeah, there we go. That's pretty much the deal. Oh, you know what WWE programming needs more of is camera cuts. About 5 million more per episode. I want Kevin Dunn's head on a spike in front of his family, assuming that he has a family, and his family hasn't just disowned him. I disowned the Bucky Beavertooth motherfucker if he was related to me. But seriously, all the camera cuts and all that bullshit, I don't care that Kevin Dunn, pretends to be a human being. He's not. He's scum. Let's get rid of him. At least get rid of him out of wrestling. And he can go with his millions and go the fuck away somewhere. So, Edgekai Black, that's what he's called now, comes out and, well, he knocks the people and then mentions that they're sheep. They say, we are sheep. He tries to cut them down. This didn't work. This is one of the few times I don't think the crowd got to Edge. The crowd just didn't care. This heel turn, it's not that Edge isn't a good heel. This is weird and it's stupid. Here's Priest. He will punish people. Aha. Punishment Martinez? What an honorable thing to do right inside the ring. Okay, enough on the nose puns there. The crowd was starting to chant, we don't care, we don't care. Edge did mention something about Priest being attracted to his pearls. And, man, this isn't going to work. I thought this was going to work, and within 24 hours, it is pretty much toast. They look impressive as a team. Why is he the new Undertaker? What is going on here? What is happening? He did mention, however, about AJ being the Pitbull. Pitbulls aren't known for their intellect. And they're known just for fighting. Michael Vick intensifies. So anyway, then AJ comes down. I have not seen AJ this upset since he was asked about his standing within the gay community. So he tries to gain the advantage over them and then gets beat down. And officials come out and the crowd chants Jamie Noble. That's where we're at on the show. So the Prophets show up. Then Alpha Academy attack and beat them down and everything. So we get Caucasians beating down minorities in Dallas. So news at 10 and also typical. So Pierce says this will be a Texas Tornado tag match. Oh, yay. Now if you can keep both feet on the ground, unlike Kerry Von Erich, you will do fine. Alpha Academy versus the Prophets. Same as it ever was. And a table splash ends it and Gable takes the pin once again. Remember when people thought Chad Gable would be getting pushed? He's not. Pushed. God, sounds like if Zoolander was having a series of strokes. Next week, Styles versus Priest. Sasha and Naomi versus Rhea and Liv in a championship match. And Veer versus Ray. If Veer just destroys Dominic, I will be happy. So, Roman and Co. show up. We have 10 minutes left. By the end of the entrance, we had 5 minutes left. Roman still seems like he's a bit hurt. I'm sure he is. Hopefully he's going to be alright. Explain the Bloodline success. Wise man, and he does. And then Roman talks a bit. 2 minutes left, and he's a needle mover, and acknowledge me, and all that, and that's it. No showing up, no nothing. Man, what an abysmal episode. And there were moments I was like, oh, something might happen. No. I don't expect them to throw debuts at us, but they didn't give us anything. Just a typical Raw. We go right back to the status quo. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Wetland. I'll see you soon.